Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here with another video to entertain or assist you in becoming the better Mortal Kombat player. And this video is all about Flame Fist Liu Kang. Finally, the guide is out, the guide you guys have been waiting for a very long time, very patiently. So I'm sorry that it took me some time to get it out, but I wanted to make sure that the script was good and everything that I was covering was good. So in this guide I'm going to teach you basically how to pick up this variation if you're picking them up from scratch, some of the changes that they made to them after the patch. I'll show you some few basic combos, but I'll also give you resources to learn some combos that are, pretty swaggy, up to like 71, 77%, stuff like that. So this is going to be basically the overview of the video. So looking at the variation as a whole, there's a couple things that he gets over the other variation. The main one is a little flame buff thing. This gives him increased chip damage, as well as enhanced projectiles. So you can see his regular projectile does 7%. If we enhance it, it does 10.5%. So it makes for some pretty deadly zoning. He also trades in the bicycle kick for the windmill fists, or shitty fists as I like to call them, which leads to mix-ups. And yeah, there's lots of fun possibilities with this variation, so kind of just get into it, starting with the flame hand here. So this move has like a couple different uses. You could use it as a frame trap. I'm going to set TK to block here. So if you do this string, it's 4-2-1, 4-2-1-3. If you do it into the EX, you can actually frame trap into a forward 1. So forward 1, if you don't know, is his fastest normal. That's 6 frames, which is pretty broken. It's not actually that good. It is a high, so they can duck it, but it does work good for jailing and combos and stuff. So you can do this one, and that'll jail, and then you get all of that chip right there. So it's really fun for doing that. And if they're not blocking, you can do fun combos like this. You see that if you do the 1-1 EX and then 1-1-3 after, it links into a combo, 5 hits, 12%. So you can also do it off of other strings as well. You can do it off this one and link it with the forward 1. Get 30%. I mean, it's using a bar of meter, so whether it's worth it or not is kind of up to you. I find that with Liu Kang, I'm not really ever short on meter, so kind of using it in that sense is really not really a waste, because you're building it so fast, especially with all the chip damage and the special moves that you're doing. So yeah, another thing with the flame hand, of course, is the zoning. So you get the low fireball, you get the high fireball, and then you can do the air fireballs as well. If you get them low enough to the ground, they can be instant air and hit them in the head. Boom, just like that. And his EX one does 15%, which is a lot of damage. And of course they do more chip damage as well. Don't forget, you can also do his air projectile off of interactables as well. So if you want to... Okay, that was the worst timing that guy could have come up, but... things like that. Didn't get to really see me hit him because he was like standing right in front of me. You get the idea though. He gets a couple extra strings in this variation. He gets, they actually added this in the last patch. He didn't have them. Well, he had them before, but they were kind of useless. As this string here ends in an overhead, and then it's this string here also ends in an overhead. There's no mix-ups there except at the end. So the mix-up would come at the end. I'll put him to block here. So if you did this string, ends in an overhead. You could also mix it up and with the low fireball, especially if you have the buff on. And end it with the low. Here, I'll put him to stance so you can see how much it does. Mode stance. So 7% with that. Whoops. Yeah, then 10.5 with that. So, and then it'll be the same for the other string too. Boom, boom, boom. That works good on knockdown if you knock somebody down with, like say back 2 or something. And you just go right into that string on to try and get a meaty attack on their wake up. If you don't know what a meaty attack is, it's something that kind of they have to block when they wake up. Very, very annoying. kind of a swag looking string though, I like it. One of my favorite things about this variation is he gets this parry. It does not parry low attacks or jump attacks, but it will parry mid and overhead attacks, which gives him a very good option for wake up. Because if you don't have any meter, it's very quick. It's about 4 frames, something like that. Yeah, 4 frames start up there. And you can enhance it to get like 20 something damage. I think it's 21%. Let's see if I can set Takeda to do something here. So, yeah, so you get the just the regular parry, or you can enhance it. To enhance it, you kind of want to press the right trigger button just as he's about to stomp on his chest. It took me a while to figure out what this timing was. Once I got it super simple, it was just finding that right spot because I was just mashing at the beginning. I'm like, why isn't it enhancing? Why isn't it enhancing? But once you figure it out, it's fine. So yeah, that's an option. If say you get knocked down, you don't have any meter, you know they're going to go for some sort of a meaty wake up attack, you can just wake up parry. And it's also good to interrupt gaps and strings without using armor, because it is 4 frames. In case you didn't know, most of the normals in the game, the fastest is about 6 frames. So a lot of the gaps are kind of made with that in mind, so having a 4-frame parry is really good to interrupt a lot of them in places that you would maybe not be able to interrupt them. So keep that in mind as well. It's good for defense. So there's 2 spots that I kind of find that Liu Kang kind of falters a bit, and that's a little bit in the neutral game. His normals don't really have a whole lot of reach. They're kind of made like to be right in front of him. Well, I should take him off reversal mode now. I don't need that anymore. So he kind of relies on 2 moves, which is like his low fireball and then his back 2. Now his back 2 is good as it's an overhead. It doesn't really lead to any combos or anything, which is kind of crummy, but I mean, he is a good variation all around. So you kind of got to mix it up. The only really crappy thing is with the low fireball, if they read that you're going to do it, they can just jump in and continue to rape you in the bum. So you kind of got to be careful about that. But that's like my main neutral game, is kind of going up with the overhead or with the low fireball. If you're feeling really ballsy, you can do the flying kick. And then once you get kind of like this range of full screen, you're a little bit more safe because you can kind of zone more easily. Put up your fists. Boom, 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 boom. One of his main combo starter strings is the forward 4-4, which is the low. And you kind of go into the windmill fists afterwards, and into whatever mix-up you want to go into after that. However, the windmill fist mix-up is a little bit tricky, so we'll go over that right now. So they added a few different frames in the last patch to make the windmill fist not as safe as it was before, which it wasn't really guaranteed anything anyways, but now it's really not guaranteed anything. So you have a few different options. So after the windmill fist there, you can either go into the down back 2, which is your safest option, as it's going to keep you safe at -6. You can enhance it if you want, if you think they're going to armor, and then you'll armor their armor. You can also go into the low fireball. You can go into the flying kick if you want. You can go into the parry. One last one, you can do a raid into the EX one, and then get into something else. I never really have much luck with that one, but I mean, you can try and do it if you want. I consider that kind of a waste of a bar, because they can punish you if you really try and do anything, and if they armor, because there's no armor on this. So if they try and attack you, like reverse you after the windmill punch, and you do that, you're kind of hooped. So there's a couple different reasons for using each of these, so I'm going to go over it. So the first one is the low fireball. Low fireball has the least amount of a gap there that they can counter. It used to have no gap. It used to be the only guaranteed option. The downside to that is it is full combo punishable if they read that you're going to do it. And now there is a small gap as well. But if you have the fist buffs on, then you're going to be trading whatever their attack is for 10.5% if they try and armor it, because they're going to get hit by it and take the damage anyway. So that is a good option for that. The second one is the flying kick. The flying kick is not really that good anymore. It used to be a really good option against like Shinnok and Warlock Quan Chi, who would have low reversals, so it would stuff their low reversal. It would hit their armor, and then you could recover in time to get a combo to punish them. But now it's just, the only reason you'd really use it is if you think they're going to backdash after the windmill fists, and then the flying kick will catch them, push them full screen, and you can start zoning again. But the amount of risk that you're going to take for doing it, you're just better off now to use the backhand, which is down back 2, spinning back fist, which goes into that one. So that one is like if you think you're going to block, you're not sure what option they're going to do, and you want to stay safe, you can end it in the back fist. It has the biggest gap because it does take a long time for this move to come out. But again, if you think they're going to armor or something, you can also enhance it, and that will keep your armor to hopefully beat their armor. And then again, if they block it, you're only -6, so there's not much they can do about it. Well, I see a lot of people try and go into armor, and they'll armor it again, just to try and catch them pressing buttons after them being safe. So the last option that you can do is the parry, which will of course stop any counter move they do. So if they press anything other than a low attack, you're going to parry them with that. You just got to be careful, because if they read that, then you're kind of standing there like an idiot ready to get punished. So it's yeah, it can be risky sometimes. You can also do that and cancel the fists into the EX one. That actually combos if you hit it properly. It's a really tight link though, so I would recommend kind of practicing it a little bit. I think it's a 1-frame link. I don't know if they changed that in the patch actually, but they might have. Anyways, moving on. So another weakness of Liu Kang is his lack of a mix-up, really. I mean, like I said, he's got the forward 4, which is one of his main combo starters, and then he's got the back 2, but the back 2 doesn't combo. So there's a couple different ways. He has this 1-1-3, which is 2 hits into an overhead. So you can mix it up, kind of stagger this 1-1, and then go into the forward 4-4. That catches a lot of people. You're standing 1 right into the forward 4-4. You kind of got to make them stand up somehow, and that's a good way to do it. And then kind of go into whatever combo you want to go into there. The other thing I like to do is just kind of abuse the back 2, because people know just to kind of block low against Liu Kang. And once you kind of eat enough of these, it's kind of frustrating, and you're like, okay, well, just then they'll kind of block high and kind of open them up that way. Going for throws is also a good thing. You also stagger into throws, and that kind of adds another layer of mix-up to them, because you can do 1-1 low, 1-1 overhead, or 1-1 throw. 12%, and of course if you have your little flame buff on, you can do even more. 14% throw. It's not like Johnny Cage or anything where it's 17%, but still pretty good nonetheless. And then if they're in the corner and you hit them with the low, you can get them with some cool combos. This isn't what I like to do. It's 2 bars, but it's swaggy as hell, so. 56%, 2 bars off of low attacks. Pretty darn good. But there's tons of combos for him. Yeah, I'll leave a little card up here. There's a gentleman I was watching on YouTube called Mr. Progressive, who has a really good combo video for Liu Kang. Some really flashy combos, good mid-screen combos. A lot of them are really hard to execute, but I mean, like I mentioned earlier, there's damage up to like 71%, which is just obnoxious. So I definitely recommend going and check that out. I just want to talk about the 1-1-3 string a little bit. Like I mentioned before, it is one of his only mix-ups, but it's also special cancelable, which is cool. I find one thing that gets a lot of people is if you do 1-1-3, you do the windmill fists, they try and do something afterwards, they kind of get comboed. Another one is 1-1-3 parry. They block, they try to punish, and you're just like, oh, what up, bro? Eat this parry. But yeah. And of course you can cancel it to low fireball if you want for a mix-up. No combo off of that, but yeah, they can do overhead low or you can just do low. Kind of up to you. So it's a pretty good combo starter. The first hit's a high though, so they can just duck that, but I find that most people don't, just out of the fear of timing it wrong and eating the rest of the string. I think that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. There's not really a whole lot more to kind of go over. So general recap of this character, he's one of the most balanced characters in the game. He's got great defense. He's got good armor. That's good. He's got two hits of armor on wake up. Sorry, so it's hard for them to break that, and if they block it, you're safe. So it's one of the best wake ups in the game, in my opinion, anyways. He's got really good zoning. He gets the damage buff off of the low. He can do air fireballs. He can do regular fireballs. He's a little bit weak in the neutral, but he still has a few options with the back two and the low attacks. Huge damage combo-wise, combo potential-wise. Huge damage chip-wise. Great meter building. He's got a parry. If you run out of meter and you need a reversal, or you just don't want to use your meter, you can do that. He's very strong defense, very good offense. Like I said, the only weaknesses are really the neutral game, his lack of a mix-up compared to the rest of the cast, and all the gaps after his windmill fist. If people know about those, they're going to abuse them. That's kind of where he gets the chunk of his meter building from, and damage as well. So, but all in all, if you play it safe, make sure you guarantee all your strings. You really shouldn't have anything to worry about, and just learn your matchups, learn your gaps, abuse them with the parry or with your armor, and yeah, you should be good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, because we make guides like this all the time. Hashtag Bonehawks and all that stuff, and we will see all you guys in the next video.